All right, Alpha fam, let's do a quick market update today. Before we begin, I do want to say that nothing in this video is financial advice. Everything is for educational purposes only. This is just my own analysis on the market. And I do want to also let you guys know, if you're new to this channel, if you can please like, comment, and subscribe. We really do appreciate all of the support. So let's get into it, guys. Boy, we've had a very interesting last few days, but guess who's been one of the only people that have remained stoic and bullish through these times? Well, look what just happened today, guys. Unemployment just went up. Why is that important? Because the Fed determines rate cuts off of two things. Lowering of interest rates are determined by inflation lowering and unemployment rising. Those are the two key factors in order for them to cut rates. This market has become so, I would say the best word to use it is infatuated with rate cuts, that this was actually a pretty good thing. Yesterday, guys, the main reason why we started this recovery, I'll show you. NVIDIA earnings came out really, really good last night, guys. Crushed earnings. The entire market just blew up last night. Starting with futures. So look, this is futures. You can see unemployment rose. You can see the initial effects of the market. Of course, there's going to be a little bit of manipulation trying to knock out a little bit of leverage, but you know, that's how it goes. But you can see the overall reaction from it should be pretty positive throughout the rest of the day. Again, I understand how these markets work, but I call this a little bit of a fake out. But one thing too is looking at is this, guys, gold. Gold is not really looking like it wants to continue to make a move higher. It looks like it wants to start rolling over, and we actually got a bit of a rollover last night. So if you look at gold, you can see it right here where it started coming back down, and then it started to make another little bit of a move up. I am very interested, and I'm watching a lot of this stuff very closely today, guys. I honestly think that everybody's been calling this bear market prematurely. And I think a lot of people are going to get extremely humbled by not looking at all of the data objectively. I think people put these cut and dry perspectives on one or two indicators. So for example, oh, we broke below the 50 on the weekly, we're cooked. And then the second example, Bitcoin broke below, $100,000, oh, we're cooked. And then you get all these guys that are like looking at these things, and they're calling these things, I think, a lot more prematurely. And I understand the concern, but like I said, I think we're one of the only guys. I really do think we're one of the only channels that have been calling this. I've identified this over a week ago. When I seen the way that Bitcoin dominance was behaving and how strong alts were performing next to Bitcoin, that's not something that you see getting ready for a bear market. You see the opposite. You see Bitcoin dominance spiking, and you see alts bleeding 5, 6, 7 times next to Bitcoin. Bitcoin can drop 1%. Suya dropped 10. That's exactly how it goes. So we didn't see that. Then we didn't also see like gold like super pumping. Yeah, it made its local top right here, but then it came back down. It looked like it did a relief rally, and now it looks like it might be trying to make a second attempt, but this obviously doesn't look good. Higher low on the daily. And then if you come down here to the 4 hour, we did just break back above it, but we've been breaking back below it. When we're below the 50, we're in a downtrend. We're above it, we're in an uptrend. I'm pretty interested to see how this goes, but gold's just not behaving like everybody's panicking. What I think was happening more than anything is I think the market was preparing for this. The US stock market needed to do a corrective. I think people de-risked prior to the NVIDIA earnings because NVIDIA's market cap is like 10% of the S&P 500. NVIDIA's like, I can't remember what the market cap is right now. I think it's like 5 trillion or 4 trillion or something crazy. And the S&P 500 is like 55 trillion. 4.5 trillion. So they have such an impact. So if they missed earnings and let's say NVIDIA dumped 20%, S&P 500 is dumping like 5-6% behind that, guys. It's just going to happen. So because that happened and we were able to beat NVIDIA earnings, I think this is a really good thing. Now, this is something else I want to show you guys. We identified as well. USDT dominance is in a major area of resistance, guys. Every time it's come here, it's majorly rejected. So again, I've given you two scenarios. If we are going into a bear market, we'll at least get a relief rally back down to this 50. I imagine it will bounce off the 50 for support and then probably use this level that it's been using as resistance all these years as support, and then it'll make its continuation up until the bear market highs, which will probably be somewhere around the 8.5% level. I don't see that happening, guys. I think this thing is going to reject. I think everybody is calling this wrong. And I think the 4-year cycle is honestly not as valid as people think. Now, with that being said, guys, taking things extremely slow, one day at a time. We are not out of the woodworks yet. I do want to see some key levels reclaimed, specifically on Bitcoin, guys. So this is how I look at things from a technical perspective. I always start on the weekly trumps the daily trumps the 4-hour, but as far as like smaller time frames, I start with the 4-hour. What we need to see right now is Bitcoin reclaiming this 50-day on the 4-hour immediately. And now what I'm watching is Bitcoin's reclaimed it on the 1. Typically, once they reclaim it on the 1, then they'll start to get up onto the 2. It does look like Bitcoin on the 1-hour is starting to make a bull flag. And let's see here. And then if it's making this bull pennant, let's say it breaks out, this is its post. This is the level that we think it'll get up to, about 96,000, which is a very important level because we need it to clear the 50 on the 4-hour. Because once it clears the 50 on the 4-hour, they'll see a lot more confidence come into the market that this, in fact, is actually going to be a continuation to the upside and we are actually going to get another run, or we reject from that zone and then we do another continuation down. So something similar to like right here. So if we get up to the zone and I see weakness and we reject and we don't immediately break through it with force, well, that's a good indication that maybe perhaps the bull market is done. We're getting a dead cat bounce, a little bit of a relief because of the macro setup, and we need to be playing defense, getting out of positions to be prepared to buy the final push down where we'll be able to get coins for extremely cheap prices that will allow you to be able to take advantage of the first bounce to at least recoup if you are in a little bit of a loss. So this is why you have to play defense at the end of these cycles, because most people, guys, and I just know this to be true, just for me being hosting VCs and Capital Club for the last year, having coached over 100 different traders, having done mentorship programs for the last year, and just really talking to a lot of people, most people that I talk to in this market are upside down in positions because back in October, November last year, they got extremely bullish and entered into the market at the wrong time. They didn't buy during the bear market. They bought during the excitement, euphoric times. So now they're in positions that are upside down. So I get that that can be a scary scenario. If you're in a position upside down, you have to not let the fear paralyze you from making the decision to play defense. It's simple math, guys. If you sell SUI at $2, let's just do this. Let's say you bought SUI at $3 and you bought 1,000 tokens for $3,000. Now SUI's at $1. You buy another 1,000 tokens. Your average is going to be $2 a token. So that way when it bounces, you're going to be in profit faster than if you just sit there and twiddling your thumbs hoping it's going to get back to that original price level. This is what I mean by playing defense towards the end of the markets, towards the end of the cycles. Now, I'm also in the camp that we haven't really seen altcoin season. We've had some outperformance in some sectors, and if you're not holding the right coins, guys, I'm going to just flat out tell you, you're probably not going to outperform. You have to be very selective. Your narratives have to be very selective. You can't just be throwing darts. You have to be trying to snipe these things, guys. And you have to be very intelligent. And I promise you, if you just like and subscribe to this channel, I know we're new on this channel right here. I've been doing this for 5 years now, guys. I've been in the crypto market for 5 years. I'm a Capital Club expert. I have identified, to me, the best performing assets and the top trends that are being adopted. Because before anything, guys, you have to remember, crypto's the future of finance. If you can get yourself out of looking at this in the next 6-month periods and look at this for the next 5-10 years, you're going to look back at this just like everybody that looked back when Apple first launched and they had the opportunity to buy more and wishing that they did. I promise you, just like the guys 10 years ago that had the opportunity to buy Bitcoin, today wishes they went and bought more Bitcoin. That's just how it goes, guys. So regardless, I do think we should see a continuation today. I'm really interested to see how the US market opens. I don't like this little bit of sell pressure, but I do know that we are in a transition from the Asian markets and the UK markets closing and the US markets opening. The market doesn't close till 7 p.m. Eastern time tonight. So we have a lot more time to move this candle up. I do want to see some volume, and I don't want to see I want to get us some momentum. I want to get us starting to make a move higher. I do think that's going to happen just based upon NVIDIA earnings, but we do have to wait for the stock market to open. I do understand how these markets can be. They can be a little wonky at sometimes, but just be patient. Let these things play out. All right, guys? Now, I do want to say before we end this video that nothing in this video, again, is financial advice. I've had a lot of my A lot of my associates in this industry have been having issues with some of their YouTube videos getting strikes, and I always want to let everybody know that this stuff is for pure educational purposes only. Nothing is financial advice. There is a disclaimer in the descriptions. And if you're looking for a community of people to be able to really level up with, guys, you want to really learn the macro, the fundamentals, the technical analysis. You want to actually know what's going on. Are you tired of following all these KOLs and you just feel like you're lost? Or you join a community and you're just tossed inside of a random call room. They make these calls randomly. You never see them when they do. And by the time you get a chance to react, you've already missed it. If you're tired of all that, you want some more like tailored one-on-one mentorship, one-on-one coaching, small group settings for educational purposes, click the link below, guys. I'll see you inside.